Hey, welcome back, Intermediate Algebra. Your next one, we're heading into vertex form here. So we're going to graph quadratics in vertex form. So this form, you maybe kind of seen it a little bit in our last problems. We were learning how to solve from there and get to our roots from there. So this form should look a little familiar to you, but we don't need to solve for roots. The nice part about this is called vertex form, or it's also called graphing form, and it's a really nice way of graphing parabolas from this form. So here's what you do. First of all, is we need to find the vertex, and the vertex is the opposite of the number inside of here. So you'll notice that inside of here is a +5. So the opposite of that is a -5. So it's the opposite of this, and then this is your y coordinate. So x coordinate's the opposite of the one inside, the y coordinate's the one on the outside. So our vertex here would be -5, -2. So we would take our first dot, we would start at the origin, we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 2, right to here, and we put our first dot right there. Now, the next thing I like to do is, if possible, to find any other point. You only have to find any other point on this graph. There's 2 points which are generally the easiest. Point number 1 is anything on the y-axis, because anything on the y-axis is very easy because it's plugging 0 in for x and solving. So let's see if that works for this one. If I plug 0 in for x, 0 plus 5 is 5. Then we have to square 5. 5 squared would be 25. Then if I take 25 and I multiply that by -1/5, well, what is 1/5 of 25? You would say it's 5, and because it's -1/5, it's now -5. And what is -5 plus -2? -5 plus -2 is -7. So our y-intercept for this one is -7. So we take second dot and we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we put our second dot right on the y-axis at -7. Sometimes we are able to get the y-intercept, and when we are, that's fantastic. When we're not, that's okay. Now, this does not make a straight line here. It makes, remember, parabolas make kind of that U-shaped curve. So when we make this, draw that out, it would look like that right there. So you're just plotting the 2 points that are on here. You plot this dot right here at the vertex, which goes right here, and you plot this one, in this case on the y-axis, which goes here. It doesn't always work to go right on the y-axis, so let's do a problem where it doesn't work quite right to do that, so you can know what to do in that situation. So here we've got this problem. Again, we're in vertex form, so I'm going to look at the, whoopsie, I did not want that to happen. Let's undo that drag and drop, and let's just kind of lock that in place. So the first thing we're going to do here is the opposite of -2 is +2, and then down 6. So our vertex is at +2, the opposite of this one, and down 6. So we're going to go take a dot here. We're going to go +2 and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to put a dot right there at +2, -6. Then we need to find the next dot. So again, we're going to see if the y-intercept will work because it's so easy to work with. So we know if we plug in 0 for x, 0 minus 2 is -2. -2 squared would be +4. +4 times +4 would be 16, and 16 minus 6 would be 10. So we could plot this right here at 10 up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it would go right there. The problem is that point is right up here, and con doesn't let you graph past 9, so we can't graph this point on there. So even though this is where it would go, con would not let this point right here go to that point right there. So even though that one would work, we can't graph it. So what do you do then? Well, here's the next part you do. You'll notice that my x-intercept down here is at +2. Okay, when x equals +2. I would take either one number to the left of it or one number to the right of it. And I would generally go one number to the right of it if it's a positive value, and you can do what you want on the left side of it, but I like to keep things positive. So I'm going to pick the number 3 over here. Whoops, I see I already graphed it for you, but we'll see why it happens. If I plug in 3 for x, what is 3 minus 2? 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 becomes really easy to work with. That's why I pick a number one side to the left or one side to the right. 1 squared is 1. 1 times 4 is 4, and then 4 minus 6 is negative 2. So while the x-coordinate was 3 in this case, it ended up equaling negative 2 for my y-coordinate. So I go over 3. What I really meant to do is take a dot here, go over 3, down 2, and put that dot right there. And you can kind of see that's what I've done right there. So you put that dot there, and then it graphs beautifully right there, going through those 2 points right there. So that's what you're doing, guys. Good luck to you, and we'll see you at Google Hangouts. Bye-bye.